Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today we're looking at Kyle Lowry and 5 free NBA agents who can push contenders into the 2022 NBA Finals. Let's get right into the video. Nicolas Batum. Imagine telling yourself that Nicolas Batum would be looped into this exercise a year ago, or 2 years ago, or hell, even 3 years ago. His renaissance with the Los Angeles Clippers this season was revelatory, and it laid a blueprint for how he can thrive in a modest yet significant role elsewhere. Batum actually led the Clippers in total regular season minutes. That speaks to the breadth of injuries with which they dealt. It is also just flat out bonkers. Though he doesn't fill the traditional stopper quota, his defensive malleability can be a boon for any contender that needs switchable options. He spent at least 20% of his possessions guarding each of the 1, 2, 3, and 4 spots, and among everyone who cleared at least 1,800 minutes, he posted the 6th highest versatility score according to B-Ball Index. Matchup fungibility doesn't always infer effectiveness. In this case, it does. He doesn't wield heyday quickness, but he's simultaneously stout and lanky. The Clippers experimented with him facing centers, but he isn't so much a potential small ball 5 as a bigger wing who empowers small ball combinations with center alternatives beside him. Any team hoping to downsize for spurts or at least create the bandwidth to can use him. Applying his offensive fit outside LA should be a cinch. Batum just splashed in more than 40% of his triples while subsisting on a heavy diet of catch and shoot hooks. And he table sets for teammates with lightning fast touch passes and pump and drives. Affording him might not be an issue for anyone. He still owed quite a bit of money from the Hornets and could be willing to sacrifice salary for the right role and fit or shot at a championship. Even with only non-bird rights, the Clippers have the inside track on keeping him. So long as they can offer enough playing time though, other suitors consigned to the mid level should at least give him a call. Best fits among projected title contenders: Brooklyn, LA Clippers, Utah. Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie presents all sorts of risks for suitors willing to throw him in the bag. He's working his way back from a partially torn right ACL and at 28, no doubt looking to cash in on a lucrative long-term deal. Lesser players wouldn't hold all that much leverage in this situation. Many might have picked up their $12.3 million option or be signing a shorter-term Pactor contract with baked-in non-guarantees after 1 year or 2. Dinwiddie, in theory, could fall under the same umbrella. He's now injured both his ACLs, and his iffy outside shooting makes for a problematic fit in select ecosystems. Maybe his market is tepid. Relevant it won't be. Fringe stars will be in higher demand as standouts from a lackluster free agent market. Dinwiddie made just 3 appearances this season, but he still checks that box after averaging 20.6 points and 6.8 assists as a lead playmaker for the Brooklyn Nets during the 2019 and 20 campaign. What he lacks in plug-and-play shooting, he makes up for with scratch from offense. He has the vision to spearhead half-court attacks and put constant pressure on defenses with his ability to maneuver inside the paint. About 38% of his looks came at the rim in 2019 and 20, which placed him inside the 74th percentile at his position. And though he's not the most bankable finisher, he will generate gimme points with trips to the foul line. Admirers needn't worry about Dinwiddie suffering a stark drop-off in the aftermath of his injury either. His rim pressure is more predicted and methodical, varying cadence than pure explosion. He remains an ideal addition for contenders lusting after secondary creators to start close games and headline bench-heavy units. He also poses a unique opportunity for prospective suitors. His skill set is superfluous on a Brooklyn squad that employs Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. The Nets should be more than willing to facilitate sign and trades, a mutually beneficial scenario that can ensure he gets paid as they capitalize on his inevitable exit, and that the door for his services is open to contenders without cap space. Best fits: Dallas, LA Lakers, LA Clippers. Reggie Bullock. 3-and-D wings are all the rage, and Reggie Bullock quietly cobbled together the most impressive season of his career. His capacity to pester top perimeter assignments was mission critical to the New York Knicks' 4th-ranked defense. Elfrid Payton was the only player on the team to log more reps versus number 1 options, according to B-Ball Index, and that's by virtue of starting at point guard. Nobody saw more time covering second options. Bullock's offensive armory should be comparably attractive to contenders. It's limited, but eminently scalable. More than 74% of his field goal attempts came without taking a dribble, and he downed 42.5% of his catch and fire threes for the year. Better still, Bullock wasn't merely binging on standstill triples. He shouldn't be tasked with putting the ball on the deck or launching off the bounce trays, but he can uncork ultra-deep triples in a hurry. Another team would have him operating in more constant motion, and he showed the ability to prop up Mar shot volume, having jacked 7.5 threes per game after March 1st. Approaching him for the Knicks won't be easy, or easily accessible. They only have his early bird rights, but they'll still be wielding, in all likelihood, league-best cap space. They can shower him with an inflated annual salary to try and keep him on a short-term deal, or simply match whatever money the market is throwing at him. Interested contenders need to hope for a Jay Crowder-type exit circa 2020. The Knicks are more likely to retain Bullock than sign and trade him, but like the Miami Heat last summer, they may be more inclined to preserve their spending power for future free agency classes. The Phoenix Suns were able to woo Crowder by guaranteeing him 3 years at the full mid-level. Championship hopefuls with the room necessary under the apron can and should try doing the same with Bullock. Best fits: Atlanta, Denver, LA Lakers. Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry might end up being the biggest name free agent to change teams over the summer. Mike Conley, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, and even John Collins all fit the star mold, but each seems overwhelmingly likely to stay put. That should, in turn, create a frothy market for Lowry, one including the Toronto Raptors, a team that will be much better at full strength next season, this year's record suggests. There's also a chance the North elects to start over after snaring the number 4 pick, and with Lowry angling for a steep payday at the age of 35, select teams can and should be willing to foot a supersized bill for the next 2 or 3 years. Lowry is among the stars who can at once shape and conform to identities. He has the off-the-bounce ability to send defenses scrambling with his jumper and full-fledged drives and remain someone willing to initiate, finish, or pass through contact. But he can also take up secondary duty as a spot-up threat, pump-in driver, and even screen setter. What he brings on defense is similarly valuable. He isn't going to rumble with the toughest guard assignments as frequently though. He's been spared the same volume against them with Toronto and Pat as a luxury, but he can still handle those responsibilities in stints. More to the point, he can guard up and tackle more physical opponents, and whatever you think of his defensive tactics, he will put his body on the line to draw charges and force live ball turnovers. It'll be interesting to see which team lands Lowry and how much he costs. In this market, 2 or 3 years at $20 million annually feels like the low end. Cap space shoppers have the edge by default, but given how close the Raptors came to shipping him out at the deadline, sign and trade possibilities should be in play for any contenders with ample runway under the hard cap. Best fits: Dallas, LA Lakers, Miami. Doug McDermott. Offering Doug McDermott a 3 or 4 year deal at the full mid-level exception might rattle some teams. He turns 30 in January and remains a net negative on defense whether he's at 3 or 4. Related, any squad unsettled at the thought of paying McDermott that much doesn't deserve him. He just wrapped up a season in which he proved beyond a shadow of a doubt he's so much more than an outside sniper. Oh, make no mistake, McDermott is still an outside assassin. He converted 38.8% of his three-pointers, a good chunk of which came off motion, but he also annihilated defenses with his movement inside the arc in a heightened on-ball attack mode. McDermott averaged a typo-looking 1.57 points per possession on cuts, tying him for the third best mark among 84 players who attempted at least 50 shots in those situations. The 4 drives he finished per game were by far and away a career high, and he still managed to knock down more than 52% of the shots he attempted off them. Maintaining otherworldly efficiency in a niche role is not unprecedented. McDermott's functionality is now a cut above limited specialist. Best fits: LA Lakers, Miami, Philadelphia. Alright guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating down below and comment which teams you think will make it to the finals next year. See you guys next time. Have a great day.